Hello, my name is Wendy De Rosa, and I am an intuitive energy healer and an author of 3 books. And I have felt the need to offer some support to the community and to the world in whatever ways I have to offer on the energetic and intuitive perspective about what's happening politically right now. So I put a post out on my Facebook page asking what questions people have about staying grounded during these times. So I'm going to read to you one of the questions that came through, which is sort of an overarch to what many people are experiencing and feeling, and perhaps you as well. So here's the question. Wendy, I have never felt so impacted emotionally by the chaos and hatred that's being deliberately encouraged. Faith for me is inspired by being able to take action which makes a difference. With our current government situation, I'm feeling dread, despair, and struggling to stay positive that we can as a society get through upheaval, the upheaval of our government. I look at my young children and wonder about their future. So this is a very powerful question, and the way I break this down is in 2 concepts. One is to meditate, and the other is to activate. The meditation part, what I mean by that is that we get very connected to our true self, our true center. During this time where we're looking at news feeds, where we have the news coming at us, where we're being shocked by what's happening, it is crucial to take care of yourself. And one of the ways to do that is to come back into your center. And how I see that is that we lean into our divine channel of grace, that we get very quiet, that we ground into ourselves, and we take time disconnecting from social media and from anything to come back to our center and do things that are very routine and very normal, but also help us connect to who we are and what our true mission is on this earth. That is a process. I can't stress enough the importance of meditation right now and the importance of getting support around your emotions that are getting triggered. So what I encourage you to do in your meditation is to ground yourself, lean back into what may be a waterfall of light or a pillar of grace, and get very still and quiet and connected there. And from there, you're going to be able to get connected to your true source, your true self, what your soul really is here to do, and how you can actually show up in this whole process from clear, right action. Which brings me to the second aspect, which is to activate. Another word for that is to advocate for soul, to advocate for spirit or for self. I want to explain this a little bit more and why it is part of being spiritually connected and staying grounded. Right now, one of the parts of our body that is getting very exercised, whether we're listening or speaking, is our throat chakra. Our throat chakra is the power center in the body through which we communicate our heart and our soul. It's where divine spirit comes through us and we're bringing into the world higher guidance. That's ideally the throat chakra. What's happening is that on the bigger collective, we're really cracking through some very old structures, and they're not cracking through peacefully. We are not in clearly a peaceful time at this moment, but it needs to happen. This upheaval needs to happen because it's unsuppressing very, very suppressed parts of us, individually and collectively as a whole. So our voice is very important. It's very important that as we're taking in information, that we are expanding out information, that we are radiating out information. Think about it this way. If someone was yelling at me, my reaction, I have one of 2 reactions. One is to suppress and hold. The other is to yell back, expand back out. So if information's coming at me, it's my natural reaction personally to defend or to expand or to hold center or to say something back. This is the nature of what's happening for people in their whole energy body, but it's through the throat chakra that we're learning to unsuppress decades and perhaps even lifetimes of karma that we're carrying. So what I recommend is that you do meditate, and you meditate again on this channel of grace, this light that's coming through you, that's always coming through you. You're just activating it when you tune into it. So you meditate on it, and that light comes through the back side of your throat, perhaps even the back of your heart and the back of your head, and maybe everywhere else in your back body, but you're activating it. And to allow that your words, your vocal expression, your singing, your writing, maybe there's a book in you that wants to come out. Maybe there's a song that needs to be sung. Maybe there's a true voice that needs to come through. But that you are fueled by light coming in through the backside of your throat chakra, and you're letting yourself express. So it may be appropriate that you meditate and you pick up the phone and call senators, or you sign petitions, or you speak or express in some way what is this consciousness rising that's moving through you and is to be delivered and part of the collective. You are part of changing the collective. So this is how we can stay very centered and grounded in this experience. I also want to mention one more thing about this. There is a lot of confusion on how to stay spiritual during this time, as if spirituality means staying in love and light only. And I'll tell you, there was probably a time for that in some parts of our development, is to develop more of our light, but that's not what's being asked of us now. So what's being asked of us right now is to advocate for consciousness, to speak truth, to show up in the world. Most of the time in our most spiritually impacted moments, they didn't always come from us being in love and light and disconnected from what's really going on inside us. They're often coming from us being real and truthful and honest about how we feel. And when we are, we connect empathically to what's happening with others. We don't necessarily need to take the energy on. That's a personal boundary piece. That means I'm not staying centered and owning my own emotions, therefore I'm getting thrown off when other people have them. It's very important that we allow ourselves to ground into the feelings that we're having so that you can sit more deeply in yourself and hold the appropriate boundary in the world. You are not lowering your vibration by being real with yourself. You are developing light more deeply in your body. And that's important. Spiritual growth has implied an overdevelopment of the upper chakras with a disconnection from the first three. And that's not what we're here to do as spiritually progressing souls. We're here to bring light to our human self. We're here to embody ourselves as spiritually conscious human beings. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that you are expressing yourself to the best of your ability in staying connected to your true light and your true self. And I hope this video helped you do that. I invite you to visit my website. It is schoolofintuitivestudies.com, and I invite you to visit my training programs for supporting you in developing your true self into the world, including your intuition and supporting you in connecting to the divine. I look forward to connecting with you very soon.